Hey guys, this is Black Bolt. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is Thursday, July 15th, 2021, and this is a video that I am not excited to make. I'm freestyling this one, so forgive me for any mistakes. But basically, there was another Chevy Bolt EV fire, and this fire was in a 2019 that had both parts of the software, the battery software update completed. And I'm going to link to a video by Nikki from Transport Evolved. It's an hour long, but it's very informative. And then I'm also going to add a statement by General Motors regarding the Chevy Bolt and the fires and what they are suggesting that we do with our cars. So this was a 2019, I believe it's the second 2019 that has had a battery malfunction after the update was done in full. So that is not very good news. It seems like the battery fires are affecting mostly the 2019 cars, but obviously, or mostly the early 2019 cars, because later 2019 cars did have batteries produced, I believe, in the United States and not in Korea, and those ones weren't affected by the recall at all. So if you have a 2019, you can go to GM's recall site and find out whether or not your car is affected. But for those of us with 2017 through early 2019 Bolts that are affected, this is becoming a very serious problem. Basically, GM tried to solve a battery issue that's probably a hardware issue, and they tried to solve it with software, and it has not worked out very well. So what I did was I updated my car with the first software update that limits it to 95%, and I never did the second update, and I'm glad that I didn't, because I can just plug my car in and charge it up to 95% and not have to worry about battery issues. What Nikki from Transport Evolved suggests is that we basically have to stay above 20% and below 80%-ish in order to operate our car safely, which obviously is a significant downgrade on the purchase that we made. And General Motors is saying that basically we should not charge our cars overnight, and we should move them out to the garage, out of the garage immediately after they're done charging, and park them outside. And that is not how EV owners use our cars. We bought our cars specifically so that we could charge overnight inside our garage and have our cars ready to go in the morning, and not have to go through the hassle of managing how the charging is done. My screen is acting up again, so I can't show you, but basically I have set my car up that when I plug it in at night, it's going to charge to 40% immediately, and then it's not going to charge again until I have a departure time of 6:15 a.m. I believe set. So it'll charge to 40%, and then it'll stop charging, and then it'll start charging again to the point where it can be 95% complete at 6:15 in the morning. And usually I leave home between 6:15 and 6:30, or sometimes like 5:45 or something like that. So my car will never get to 100% and will probably charge to 90 to 95%, and that should be pretty good. Now, as to whether I would recommend somebody buy this car, at this point, I guess I'm going to say that if I didn't already own a Chevy Bolt EV, I would only be looking at 2019s that aren't affected by the recall, and 2020 models if you're looking at the older Bolts, and 2021s too, or the 2022s obviously, but then you're getting into buying new cars and the depreciation and the issues like that. I'm not in a position to just sell my car and buy a different EV, so that's not really an option for me. The odds of any particular Bolt catching fire are really, really low, like 2/1000ths of 1% or something like that. Basically 12 out of 70,000 have caught fire. So that's just a risk that those of us who own 17 through early 19s have to look at and say, do we feel comfortable driving the car as it is, knowing that there is a non-zero chance of it catching fire? Of course, if you own an internal combustion vehicle, there is also a non-zero chance of it catching fire, or if you park your lawnmower inside your garage, it can spontaneously combust. So there are all of these risks that we have to deal with in life. Obviously, I didn't buy this car to increase the risk in my life, and over 2 years, it's been a great car to own, and I'm going to continue owning mine. If there comes a time where GM has enough incentives on the 2022s, and it looks like there's some type of big traffic delay ahead of us. We're in Ramsey, Minnesota, headed towards Anoka right now, and you can see my radio is trying to reset itself and turn on. One of the things that I hate about this radio, by the way, is my heated seat button is right here in the screen. So when my radio is acting up, I don't get heated seats, which fortunately I don't need because it's summer right now and I have the AC on. But I also can't see what temperature my AC is on, so I have to press automatic, or I do up and down and then scroll it all the way to the left to make it cool. But anyway, back to the battery issue. I think that eventually GM, what they owe us is brand new batteries, because they've basically sold us a product that does not work as advertised, even if it's 99.97% safe. If your car is the one that burns down in your house with your family, that 0.02% chance is obviously not acceptable. So that's my initial thought on it. I'm going to include GM's full statement on what happened, or what they think happened anyway, somewhere on the screen. And then down in the description of this video, I'm going to include a link to Transport Evolved, and Nikki does a very good job, and she's very articulate in describing what she believes happened. Also, she has some information on the Kia Niro, which had the same battery, and Kia, what they did was they basically replaced the batteries in all of the cars that were affected. So anyway, that's my thought on the battery recall for now. Again, I didn't do the second part of the recall on my car. I was skeptical that software was going to fix the hardware issue to begin with, and I'm fine with it being capped at 95%. It is going to be an issue for me in winter when range drops by 25% or whatever, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For people who have, if your car is still under warranty, you might be able to get GM to buy it back. So if this is something that freaks you out, that's definitely something that you should look into, and they'll give you money back based on the mileage of your car. I'm pretty sure my car is ineligible for a buyback. I guess if they were giving me full price for it, I would sell it back to them. But I like my car. I'm happy with it. It performs well. The risk is relatively low. So I'm gonna keep it and drive it until I can't drive it anymore, I'm guessing. So anyway, hope everyone is doing well. Questions, comments down below. And also, if you haven't already, like the video and please subscribe and help the channel grow. And that'll help us be able to put out more content. Have a good evening.